Opening statement is I thought our pitching staff was outstanding today. I thought our bullpen, the guys that came in, they just they pitched with a purpose, and I think that purpose was to show the coaches and the players, other players on the team, that they want to pitch, and just really good to see. You know, especially second game, you get out and you kind of run away with the first game. You just never know how that second game's going to go. And our pitching really just did a tremendous job throwing strikes. I think we struck out 15, 16 guys. We didn't have to field the ball very much. And it was just good to get out here and play. So, but really today was all about getting some pitchers some work, and they got it.
Dave, UAPB, they hadn't been shut out all year. I know it's not like sweeping, an SEC team, but does that kind of add to the impressiveness of it? Because they scored 17 the other day to beat Grambling.
Yeah, and we've played Grambling. We know that they're pretty good. Athletic and can do some things. But I think UAPB coming into tonight was hitting, 290 as a team maybe. We felt like that we were going to have to score some runs and obviously we did that, but yeah, they were in 291 coming in tonight, and I thought we, like I said, we just pitched really well. It didn't matter who you played, we pitched good, and we located the ball and threw strikes, and that's what the game's all about. When somebody can hit, you can shut them down if you can pitch a little bit.
What did you think of Slavens? I guess he was 6 for 8, 9 RBIs. Pretty good.
6 for 8.
Pretty good day.
Lines out to third. He had a really good day. It's seeing the ball good. He's confident. He hit slow pitching. A couple guys throwing 90. Hit those guys. Maybe his best at bat of the night. He didn't get a hit. He walked. He got down 0-2. Took a ball, fouled off a bunch of pitches. He ended up seeing 10, 12 pitches, and took a walk. We loved it. And getting him going is great. Get a couple more guys going, I think you'll see our offense start to click a little bit better.
Coach, Will McIntyre, we hadn't seen him pitch in a real game for y'all since right before COVID happened. Just kind of what went into the decision to start him, and kind of what have you been seeing from him behind closed doors? Yeah,
just his last bullpen was really good. I don't work with the pitchers. Coach Hobbs does that, and we've been kind of throwing different guys out there in the middle of the week to see who can go out and throw the ball over the plate and get us off to a good start, and it hasn't happened a whole lot. And they had a conversation today, Will and Coach Hobbs, and after that conversation was about halfway done, halfway finished, Coach Hobbs came down to my office, came in. Will was waiting back in his office, and Will said, "Hey, I want a chance." And I said, "Let's give him a chance." And Coach Hobbs wanted to give him a chance, and I thought he threw the ball pretty good. The first inning was really good. Second inning and third inning, he had some good hitters. He walked a guy, got behind a little bit, and maybe gave up a hit, but I thought he did a really good job for a guy that hadn't pitched all year.
And what does a day like today do in terms of kind of making you reevaluate your pitching plan for the weekends? And, what did you see from some guys that might – Morris, that could maybe move into that mix?
Well, it doesn't do anything as far as our starting rotation. It just gives you some confidence to maybe go get a guy in the middle of the game that can get us maybe to the 7th or the 8th, where we don't have to throw somebody 3 innings or 2 innings. We can just close somebody in the 9th. Maybe a left-handed pitcher like Griffin or Morris can give us an inning. Morris has had a little more opportunity than Griffin. Griffin's still coming off Tommy John surgery. 15, 16, 17, 18 months out, whatever it is now. But tonight, he threw strikes, and he's hard to hit when he throws strikes. And he's a guy we've been talking about, since the tournament down in wherever we were, and it was freezing. Where was that, Round Rock? Seems like not too long ago. And he threw that one inning, and we were like, wow, there it is. That guy could be the eighth inning or a closer for us. We hadn't seen him. A little bit here and there. And so having him do that tonight was big. I thought, just like Starks, he threw a lot better tonight than he did against Florida. He threw 3 miles an hour harder, and we need that guy in conference. It's not about what it says across the uniform. It's about throwing it over that plate. And, I'm thinking he might have made a move this week. And so, just gives us a little more confidence to go say, okay, our starter's gotten us here. We need 3 more innings before we can give the ball to, our closer. And maybe we got some guys that can help us get there.
I mean, obviously, 15-0. You don't do much wrong in a game like that, but you were within 1 out of getting a no-hitter. Was that, and the guy just kind of put it in the right place, I guess, down
Hey,
there.
it wasn't a bad pitch. I mean, obviously, we all knew that we were getting ready to possibly have a combined no-hitter with 3 pitchers, and the pitch was down. He just went and got it. I mean, he's their 3-hole hitter for a reason, and that's usually the way it works. When you get to the last inning, you got to go through the guys, and it was a slider down. He just went down and hooked it, and that's the way the game works. But, yeah, we all knew we wanted it, but, it wasn't the most important thing. The most important thing is that Cole Ramage came out through 3 outstanding innings and got us off to a good start, and that's why we gave him the ball. Because we've had little issues, on some Tuesdays where guys will go out in the first inning don't go real well, and we find ourselves down 3 or 4 runs. UALR, UCA, you want me to go on and on, I can. And Cole went out and pitched well. I mean, again, it doesn't matter who we're facing. He pitched well. He had velocity. He had his breaking ball going, nothing but strikes, pounding the zone. And then Tress came in, walks the first hitter on 4 pitches, and you're kind of thinking, what's going on? And then after that, he was lights out for 2 innings. And then Bracken, I thought, did a nice job. So told the pitchers after the game they were outstanding today. And some of these guys need to build off of that, and I think they will.
And just, I guess, LSU's that West has tightened up. All those teams are 1 game behind you now. LSU, Alabama, Auburn. Just kind of what are your feelings going into that LSU series?
Just another SEC series. It's a big series. They're all big. I say it every year. I repeat myself all the time. They all count the same. Doesn't matter who you play. LSU, they seem to be playing really well right now. When they came back and won that Friday game against Mississippi State, they're down to their last strike, end up drawing a walk. Next guy gets hit by a pitch, wild pitch, base hit, and all of a sudden they're winning. That's how close it was. And then Mississippi State, and then they finished them off. And what they really did, they hit well, obviously, but they pitched really well, and their bullpen did really well, and they used a couple guys a couple of times to shut those games down. Obviously I'm following them because we're done with our series. Got to watch Saturday. Then they did it again on Sunday. They hit a 3-run homer in the first, scored another run, and they won 4-3. They didn't score much after that, but their pitchers did it for them. So they seem to be playing really well right now.
Is it weird not to be facing Palmineri and just what? Their new coach, his name escapes me right now. How well do you know him? What do you think about how they're doing under him?
Yeah, I mean, it's always a little different when there's a different coach coaching a team, especially when Paul was there for a long time and did a great job, won a national championship and some conference championships, and I don't know, honestly, when the game starts, it's us against them. It really does not have anything to do with who's coaching that team. It's really just our players against their players, and if you play well, you got a chance to win. It's it'll be a great series. It always is. Last year it was down there, and it's I know the fans get excited about some of the teams we have coming in, and LSU's one of them.
A lot of people knew about LSU's hitting, their lineup coming into the year, but it seems like their pitching staff's kind of made a move over the last few weeks, and that's kind of made the difference. You'll probably dive into them more the next few days, but kind of what have you seen from them from that standpoint?
Yeah, well, just first, offensively, they're 1, 2, and 3. Everyone's talking about them. They're all guys that are projected to be first-round picks, and, you got a couple sophomores, or all 3 are sophomores. One of them's draft eligible, Barry, that transferred in from Arizona. Switch hitter, maybe the best switch hitter in the country. He could be the best hitter in the country. But the 2 guys hitting in front of him, they're awful good as well. But they have a deep lineup. But the pitching is, I think was the, what you're hearing, they don't have enough pitching and all that. Well, I think the pitchers probably took that to heart, and they're doing something about it. They've been pitching really well.
Eddie Connor's obviously been pitching lights out for you. What are you looking for him? And just how well has he developed into an SEC ace?
Well, what we're looking for him to do is to do what he's been doing and just go out there with confidence and give us a chance to get into the game a little bit. He's going to be facing a really good lineup. Florida to me, and we haven't played LSU yet, but Florida to me probably has the best offensive team we faced. 1 through 9 they can hit, and there was no easy outs in that lineup, so to speak. And LSU is going to be the same thing. So we just hope Connor goes out and competes like he always does. Gives us an opportunity to get into the game a little bit and see what we're up against. And he's developed into an ace because he knows we need him to be an ace, and he has the talent to do it. He's got the work ethic and the leadership. He's a leader, one of our leaders, and I think our team loves playing when he's on the mound.
I've got one more. You hadn't lost back-to-back games all year until the Florida series. Obviously, no shame there or anything.
Yeah.
But to bounce back and sweep a doubleheader from a team that hadn't been shut all year, shut them out, how good is that? Just giving you guys good vibes going into LSU?
Well, I'm glad we got to play a midweek game. There's some teams that didn't get to play tonight that, got rained out or the storms were coming in. And whenever you lose, you kind of want to – it's easier to push it back and get it behind you, I guess, so to speak, if you play and go win. Again, like I said, it doesn't matter who you play, just as long as you play good. And we played really good tonight. We pitched well. We fielded well. We hit well. And the guys were into it. Obviously, like I said, you score as many runs as we do the first game. You're just hoping the guys show up mentally for the second game because that's when crazy things happen. Because baseball's a funny game, man. It's a mental game, and it's a game that you can be better at every position, but that's the night that you line out or – they got a really good pitcher going and you get beat. And that's why I was proud of our team for getting after it again the second game. And the pitchers, man, they made it easy for us by just filling up the zone.
All right, Coach. Appreciate your time.
Okay.